Bigfoot's RMSO. It's Jenny and Kelly, and we're headed back to the Wolf Park Bigfoot sighting, Colorado. Kind of at the base of the Grand Mesa. All the water and everything and the rain that mesa brings in creates a giant oasis in kind of a desert area that surrounds it. Well, we've been scouting around this Bigfoot sighting for a couple of days to see what's around here, water sources, and last night down below the sighting area we found orchard after orchard of apples and pears and peaches. Peaches, excuse me, and grapes
and wineries.
And the animals were abundant last night, especially the rabbits and the deer, and we saw tons of turkey. And the turkeys look like they're eating really well.
They were huge.
I can't imagine what something as large as a Bigfoot would be eating around here. I noticed the oak, which produces acorns, is thick in the juniper and cedar forests. What's really cool about this area too is, you just move up a little bit higher on the mesa and you get into the evergreens and the aspen and those types of pines that are up a higher elevation. So in just a short couple of miles you have different habitat and different food types. Saw rose hips just a little while ago that we drove past. This road getting back to their sighting location, looking at the maps, figuring out how to get in here, I thought it was going to be a nicer road. This one's pretty rough and narrow.
All the game trails over here.
Oh yeah, like really stick out.
Yeah.
Well used, like every day. Getting down to the creek.
Getting a drink every day.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think this road is used a lot.
I think it's not maintained a lot. Yeah, we just never know what we're gonna get.
Well, it took us 2 days to find this road.
Yeah, some of these sighting reports you look at and they're kind of vague about the area. Of course, a lot of them don't give you directions to the place. They just say where it happened at. And last night we ended up getting stopped by a private property, and then it got too dark, so we went into town and used a public computer and internet that they had set up, and we jumped on Google and started researching. Jenny figured out how to find this without having to go through public property. We started thinking that were these guys hunting on on private property, but we were just coming in the wrong way. Oh my gosh, that's Cole Road.
It's just seasonal closure. It was good.
That's turning into a rock crawl.
Wolf Park, seasonal road closure for wintering big game. This is exactly where we need to be.
Yep. Just
Gotta be careful.
the beat up rocky road.
It's just gonna be bad on the places where the water sloughs off.
Hey, I wish you guys would have your Bigfoot sightings in places that are easier to get to. They may have it closed off, or just we may have to shut that behind us.
What does this say?
Please close.
Oh, they just want to keep that. I'll go get it.
Are you sure? I'll come out and help in case it's hard to put back. Know if I got the clearance to make it. We're gonna find out, I guess. Probably thinking, I've never seen them up here before.
And you never will again.
Depends on what we find today. If I find trackway of 19-inch Bigfoot prints, I might come back regularly. Or that family of 5 Bigfoot they saw.
There's a little wetland area right there. Marshy.
See, this is more dense than the juniper forests that we go Bigfooting in Utah.
Yeah.
It's a bit thicker.
Yeah. They haven't had any fires, and they might get more rain than we do.
I'm wagering that they get average more rain than we do, is why their juniper forest is thicker than Utah's. At least the parts we go to.
Cedar. It is really dry out here, though.
Yeah, some of the locals have already complained to us about how dry it's been. And we're thinking, you guys are doing better than where we're from.
I don't remember the last time it rained. It rained once.
It flooded.
It rained once last month.
And that caused flash floods everywhere.
Because it was so dry, the water didn't suck in. It just caused flash floods.
Well, they said that day it rained, they said it rained more that day than the average rainfall for the entire month of August. The yearly average for that month.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed on the news it looked like a river on parts of the highway.
Yeah, it did. And then it caused all those...
a lot of people's basements flooded on that storm.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's up? Now this creek's dry. Bone dry.
I wouldn't stay on this bridge too much. Is that...
Is this just a loop, or?
I don't know.
It just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? I don't know which way to go. I think that's just a loop to turn around.
I think so too.
They made it for trailers or whatever.
Yeah, I can see a road that goes up between those two mountains right there. Or hills. I don't really call them a mountain.
Doesn't look much more. Does it say? It's just calling it unpaved. I wonder if.
Yeah, I don't know what this. I think we're
on a four-wheeler trail, aren't we?
I think so.
Well,
we can go until
we can't.
Until we can't.
Until we have to get out the shovel.
Yeah,
we've done that before.
Ugh.
Last time was in Bloomington Canyon, wasn't it?
Yes. 3 hours of digging. That was great.
I was ready to give up and just sleep in the car in the morning. I was pretty messed up. Yeah, this is I think we got off the road that we're supposed to be on.
Uh-huh.
It must have been that turn, or that's the trailhead.
Yeah. I think that back there with the prairie and the gates, that is the end of the trail.
We'll find out.
End of the Cedar Road, anyway.
Looks like people camp right here.
Uh-huh. That's just four-wheeler trails right there.
Yeah, this is,
It's a four-wheeler trail. Yeah. I think at that little bridge where that little hiking trail went back in, I think.
Yeah. Squatch mobile. What's this?
It's a four-wheeler trail.
Okay. Is that farm equipment right there? I think.
Just go back to the parking
Well,
lot.
don't. I want to stop and take a few pictures and stuff. It's kind of cool right there. So I'm gonna get us into some shade where people can get around if they want to come back.
They
can't get past?
I don't know.
Well, we're not going very far. You want to grab that little camera?
I don't have a pocket.
I can hold it for you.
Lots of berries. They smell good.
Yeah. I wish I knew which ones you could eat. They say there's 12 varieties of these juniper berries, and half of them you can eat. And I see where they make pancake syrup out of juniper berries.
Yeah.
That's exciting, all the honeybees out here. Out of all those stinging insects, the honeybee's my favorite. Because I love honey. And they really, bees really don't want to sting you. I don't know, maybe wasps don't either, but when they start, they like sting you like 3-4 times before they're done. This is where we were supposed to be.
Yep, that's right. Oh, look at that building. That's kind of cool. You can't see it from up here.
I saw it for a second.
It's a big domed.
Like hexagon, octagon, whatever you want to call it. If you feel like counting the sides and getting technical, actually it's round with a geometrical dome.
Yeah, that's what it is. It looked more spiffy than it really is. That's another road down there somewhere.
We don't always time it right when we go to sighting areas, and I think it's just a coincidence, but this is the same week, same month of the year that their Bigfoot sighting happened in. They were up here during the muzzleloader hunt. Actually almost the same time of day too. They saw a black bear 45 minutes before they had their Bigfoot sighting, and when they saw the bear, they headed the opposite direction of the bear, and about 45 minutes later, they saw the Bigfoot. So, you know, these people know what a bear looks like. They recognize the bear, and
Well, they're hunters.
and went the opposite direction, and then they observed these Bigfoot for 3 to 5 minutes, they all said.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's not a fleeting glimpse of what, oh, I think I saw. No, they sat and studied them for 3 to 5 minutes before the encounter ended. This time of day. They were 80 yards away. One of them witnessed them the whole time with his naked eyes, and the other two, the other guy and girl, they kept checking them out with their binoculars. So 80 yards is not that far with even a crappy pair of binoculars. It's not even that far with a naked eye.
No, it's not. It's just like looking at the football players on a football field.
So
On the sideline.
I think this was a great sighting report. Multiple witnesses. All 3 witnesses were willing to sit down with the BFRO investigator, or excuse me, or be interviewed. That's pretty rare. Sometimes only one person in the group cares to say anything, and the rest of them are like, you leave me out of this.
Yeah.
But that very well could have been the trailhead back there. I don't know. I think it would have said. There was no sign, was there? Probably isn't until we get to this green. Yeah, I don't think we've been to it.
The trailhead is halfway between the end of this road and this road. So yeah, hopefully we'll have it.
Well, I want to see what's a little bit further in here. I kind of want to see what this canyon on the other side of this hill looks like.
Well, they didn't say they were on the trailhead. They were
No.
just on the road.
They
A
said
lizard! A big green lizard!
they said once they got to Wolf Park, they went back quite a ways, like 45 minutes before they started walking around.
Okay, well then we need to keep driving.
Yeah,
Because that sign that we read that said Wolf Park.
yeah. That was before we went through that gate that we had to open.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is where they went.
Yep. We were on.
Oh, they were overlooking. This is where they were. They said they were overlooking Wolf Park.
Yeah, that's where we drove down yesterday, right over there.
This is kind of, we're really close to where they were. Before I got serious about hunting for Bigfoot, or searching for Bigfoot for footage, I don't think in a million years I would have ended up back here in this type of terrain for just the heck of it. So we know where the sightings are at, not necessarily where, you know, and you have a stereotype of where Bigfoot should be saw, and a lot of times that it's not even close to your stereotype. Amazing, these high desert areas, how many Bigfoot sightings there are, and when you come in and start looking around for Bigfoot, you realize that there's a lot of food resources in the high desert. There's a lot of berries, pine nuts, rabbits, deer, turkeys.
All the plants we don't know.
Well, these
You can eat pussy willows.
yeah.
Or the roots.
People can eat the roots in different parts of the plant, and depending on the time of year. So, you know, the animals can too. All right, we're coming down out of Wolf Park. I hope you guys enjoyed a look around. We'll put a description to the Bigfoot sighting report. We'll put a link in the description of this video to the Bigfoot sighting report that happened in the Wolf Park area, but you guys got to see a little bit of a drive in and out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Keep on watching. We'll keep on squatching.
Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Many bunnies.
Yeah, there's a lot of rabbits. A lot of rabbits, a lot of turkeys, and a lot of deers.
Another bunny.
Just come out of Wolf Park, and we're going along the edge of the Grand Mesa. Seems like a good time to have the camera rolling. This is the time of day that's a lot of Bigfoot sightings happen. Right at dusk. Another rabbit clear up there.
Yep. Shadow rabbit.
I bet you the owls eat well here.
Oh, more bunny.
Just all over.
They're so cute.
Randy and I were commenting how the cedar, juniper, pinyon forests over there by Wolf Park is just thick. Back home near the area that we call Sasquatch Canyon on the south side of the Uintas, the same type of forest. It's a little bit thinner, not quite as thick as what we've been seeing here. And something else we'd like to point out is below the Wolf Park area where they had their Bigfoot sightings, orchards after orchards. To get back in there, when we came, the way we came in north of Hotchkiss, there was peach and apple orchards, and then a couple of wineries with the grapevines and everything. I don't know firsthand, but I hear tell that Bigfoot likes apples. Some people that are into gifting with food in Bigfoot areas, they like to give apples. We don't gift with food. You might have seen us leave almonds behind one time, and that's because we made a rock stack in an area that's with a lot of rock stacks. You know, no saying it's a person doing it or a Bigfoot, but this one time back in there, made a little rock stack, and on our way out there was a rock stack about 10 feet away, a brand new one made, and footprints coming right up to it. So
it really wasn't a gift, it was a reward.
Yeah, so Derek just insisted on leaving a handful of almonds on one of the rock stacks there for what appeared to be a Bigfoot that come right down off the mountain and built the rock stack right next to the one that we had just built. Yeah, the Bigfoot walked right up the creek. It's Epic Bigfoot Expedition, I believe, is the name of the video on our YouTube page that happened at. It happened at the end of the video, by the way, when it was starting to get dark and we were coming out. Because we built the rock stack on the way and hiked in, you know, the 3.5, 4 miles or whatever, and was hiking out. And it looked like after we had made that rock stack, by the tracks, it come down off the mountain right up to it, and it's the one that leaves the 19-inch footprints. It's the biggest set of footprints that we found back in Sasquatch Canyon. Those big old 19-inchers. I haven't seen anything bigger back there than that. When we find several different sizes. But yeah, that was kind of mind-boggling. That was a day that we found a lot of tracks, vocalizations, and heard something skirting us all day, and may have very well been that one that leaves the 19-inchers. It come down off the mountain on the side that I kept on hearing it paralleling us. That's where we found the tracks coming down to make the rock stack next to ours. Weird. So now it makes me wonder if, you know, that area is indeed a place that perhaps it or them had made those rock stacks for whatever reason. One of my buddies, Mark Crooks, that I took back there, one of the more intricate rock stacks that had 7 or 8 different rocks stacked together. For the fun of it, he moved that rock stack and reordered the position of the rocks. and we videoed it and took pictures to see what would happen, and so far
it still to this day is exactly in the same spot.
The way Mark left it. 3 or whatever years later, hasn't been messed with. So yeah, we don't speak the language, so who knows what that means. If they're making those rock stacks and then you take and move it and restack it, what kind of a message is that sending? Don't know. I think if it would have offended whoever made it, they might have knocked it over or moved it back and restacked it. I don't know. I usually don't mess with their structures and stuff. I mean, I've never torn one down or added one to structure to see what they would do. I haven't experimented like that. I don't know if I will. I kind of want to watch the structures and see what they do to them, because there's two different structures since we've been doing our structure study. We started that in like 2013, and two structures out of the like 7 that we keep an eye on, they've added one log to the structure. We've also, both of those structures, we found where the log had been laying on the ground, you know, the indentation in the soil and no grass growing there, you know, they've been laying there so long, so we've seen where they've been picked up and put into place. And of course we didn't see a Bigfoot do it, but they're in Bigfoot places, and so I don't know, maybe the random person hiked back there and said, hey, you know what would be cool? I'm gonna pick up this log and shove it up into this structure, just mess with somebody. I don't know. Who knows? The coincidences. A quite narrow road. See a big lake or a river down there. Might have got a glimpse of the Colorado River. The Green and the Colorado come through here, don't they?
I don't know where they're at. I don't know what that was.
No, I think the Green comes from Wyoming down through Utah before it meets up with the Colorado. I'm not sure if the Green actually...
I don't think the Colorado comes over this far.
Alright, we're down off the mountain. Thought I would show you guys a little bit of where those guys' Bigfoot sighting happened. You know, there was 3 of them, 2 guys, a gal, and one of them saw 5 of the creatures together, and the other 2 saw 3. So anyway, 3 to 5 creatures is the sighting, and they said that they observed them for 3 to 5 minutes during the daytime. So I hope you guys like that. Most of the drives in the night, I know that makes it boring, but keep on watching. We'll keep on squatching.